Morning. Welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It is another beautiful day in Texas, like they all are. It's typical December, humid, not hot, but it's probably 71, 72. But it's just like walking through soup. What are we doing today? I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna get the dash buttoned up. Gotta put my steering wheel back up. I need to get the shifter in it so I can make sure the sucker's in park, make sure my neutral safety switch, all that stuff's working, and gotta get this wiring harness finished. And then, so cranky. Yeah, I mean, that's it. We're ready to really close, like real close to buttoning this thing up. The dash, which you saw in the video, it ended up doing it by myself this time. Carly helped me the first time, but they were all getting their hair did and whatever, so I was just like, I ain't waiting on them. All right, let me get to work. Like and subscribe and leave some comments, and thank y'all for watching. Okay, so I got these out. These are the types of connectors that are in them. They are really not my favorite. Let me put it that way. You just look at these two I'm trying to stick together. They are very hard to get in together. And that's just one, right? So if you got 8 of them, trying to all press them in a socket, and they don't sit in these, you can see they're all kind of wonky in there. So it's like, if you don't have them all exactly perfectly lined up, they're just not gonna go together. Yeah, not great. I don't love it. I want to use different connectors, but I don't really have another option for these big gauge wires. Basically, my plan right now is to just connect these all, tape them up, and just leave it right here until I find a solution for a better connector. Gonna get fixed correctly, but not right now. So that's just the way it is. And you know, right now, if I have to weld this up and put another plate or hole or something in there, I can do it right here very easily. So just gonna leave this the way it is and try to find another solution, because I do not like these connectors at all. Those ones I bought were from JR Ready. I think there are other places that sell those Deutsch type connectors, but when you see them, like everything plugs up and lines up perfectly, and they got like little wedges that make sure all the pins are in the exact correct location, and the pins are kind of tapered, and they just, yeah, the stuff just fits together well. Let me undo these, and I'm gonna plug these up, and then we're gonna crank this bitch up. So this is what I got right now, taped up, other than a couple of them, but you know, they're not in danger of touching each other, that one and that one. They're wired up, everything's connected, correct wires, I know that, I can see them. And battery, other than the negative side, it's hooked up. So that'll be the next moment of truth, I guess, is sticking that sucker on there, seeing if anything smokes and sparks. And got the key in the ignition. Oh shit, I still gotta hook these wires up. Yeah, okay. I got a few more things to plug in, but it is getting very, very, very close to time to fire this puppy up. Well, this is actually kind of like, I don't know, scary, apprehensive, worrisome. I don't know what the word is, but things could happen now. What are you doing, right? I'm about to plug this bitch up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Well, why is this not long enough? All right, I'm gonna hook this negative terminal up and see. Just hopefully nothing So far, nothing is smoking. Key's off, so there shouldn't be any signs of life right now, right? All right, let's go in here and see what happens. I just want to see if I got some kind of power. And no signs of life. Well, that's kind of, I don't know, worrisome, I guess, I would say. Yep, we ain't giving up yet. Okay, well, let me do some investigating. Well, something happened that time. It cranked. I touched the key up against the dash metal part, thinking maybe it needed to be grounded, the body of it. That may have been it, but I also cleaned the motor mount ground. It had some paint. It might have been the ground on the motor block. So actually, I guess I could turn the key without touching it against metal and see. Of course, now my perfect ignition. Let me set my phone down here. You hear something? Yeah. So it was the ground on the engine block. Simple. All right. Well, I can throw some gasoline and shit in the carburetor. Try to fire this puppy up. Yeah, it'd be out here where I am. Well, I'm not gonna stand right next to it. It's not gonna explode. It might just shoot a little fire up.
What? Is this like an actual? I was joking when I said it was catch on fire. Is this like an actual very large possibility?
Yeah, it could backfire. Not like catch on. It's not gonna be like, oh, everything's on fire. I got a fire extinguisher. Quit worrying. It's gonna be fine.
Do I have to press the brakes or anything?
Not the brakes. I mean, the car's in the air. It's in park. Hopefully, supposedly. You put the foot on it, hold it down. Yep. Turn it. You got to keep going. Just hold it down.
I don't want that. This is scary.
What's scary about it?
Very.
It was a little loud.
It was a little loud. I don't think it's supposed to be loud.
No, well, let's go see what it is. Turn it over. You can do it. Turn the key.
You have to run the gas?
Huh?
You have to run the gas?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep.
That doesn't sound good.
It sounds like the starter is not engaging. Crank it again. Sounds like the starter is not catching the flywheel. Try it again.
Alright.
Well, shit. Starter not doing his thing.
What's the starter?
Hmm?
What's the starter?
It's what starts the engine.
Yeah, I take it out and close the door.
Huh?
I take it out and close the door. So which one's the starter?
It's that thing down there.
Oh, that's fun. The one in the very back is going to be hard to reach.
Yeah, that one. Exactly. Yeah.
So what would cause it not to work? Is it just not plugged in properly?
Well, it's working. It's not as far as the electrical part, but it's not engaging the fly. So the flywheel is inside that big bell-looking thing, right? Mm-hmm. And it has gears that engage that and turn it, and that's what cranks the engine. Right?
So why is it?
Huh?
So why is it?
Why is it
Your
not?
theory.
My theory is that it's aftermarket and it's not sticking out far enough to catch the flywheel.
So what you gonna do?
I don't know.
How do you fix that? Push it out more?
Or it probably needs to be closer. It is another beautiful day in the garage. Little ups and downs yesterday, I would say. We got everything plugged up. Not everything, but you know what I mean. Like, car's like, throw a steering wheel in it and a seat, tires on this baby. If it ran, we could take it for a spin right now. Pretty much. Good thing is, plugged everything up. Once I got my ground on my engine block sorted out, it wasn't grounding well. Went there to turn the key, starter turned, cranked. So that's good news. I was like, hell yeah. So things actually work as they're supposed to. Problem is, the starter did not sound like, and other than a couple little bumps that I saw on my fan, I mean, it might have turned a couple times, but yeah, it was not engaging for some reason. So that's what I'm gonna do today, is pull the starter out, take a look at it, try to figure out what's going on, and hopefully I didn't fuck something up, like, you know, teeth on the flywheel. That would be terrible. That would be so bad. I think I can change that from under the car, but man, that just, yeah, pulling the transmission does not, yeah, doesn't sound like much fun. Everything is good. I'm just hoping that I didn't trash my flywheel. That's got me concerned. But then my other concern is, what am I gonna do about the starter? And bad thing is, like, I haven't sold any of my old parts, but I sold my starter that I took out of this car, so for 30 bucks. So yeah, I can't throw the original back in, and it would have been a problem anyway because it hits the header. You know, that's why we went with this Power Master starter with the offset motor. Yeah, I may have to go buy an original starter and just figure out a way to get this sucker in there. But first things first, got to get it out, check that it's working properly, check that it is engaging. So I'm gonna put it on a battery and, you know, just fire it off a couple times, because I didn't do that. And it was spinning, you could hear it. You probably will see the videos. I mean, it was spinning. It's either not coming out far enough or going too far, or it was barely engaged and it like fucked up some teeth. So that's what I'm thinking happened. So yeah, good times. Anyway, all right, let me get it out of there and crawl under the car, start breaking bolts. Well, I'm gonna clean this mess up first. Then I'm gonna get under the car and break some bolts. Basically, I didn't explain all this while I was taking it apart and everything, but put that on there. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take a guess how much he weighed.
How much do you weigh?
Tell me your guess.
18 pounds.
15.
15?
Yeah.
That's not too. He's a big cat.
He is a big cat.
Yeah. I don't think he's that fat. My pinion was not sticking out far enough when this was mounted in the car. And I'd taken the spacer out, so that was the only closest you could get it. And it was about 0.33, so a little more than 5/16 of an inch away. And it calls for, in the instructions, 0.1 to 0.25. Basically, it wasn't reaching the flywheel, just barely. And I could see that on the flywheel where it looked like in some of these teeth, kind of had knocked the rust off of it, off the ring gear, I guess it's called. It was just barely engaging it. And I think we took 100 thousandths off of it. So it should be around 0.23 when I put it all back together. Distance, whenever it is not activated, right? this thing pops out. So should be close enough. I kind of wanted to machine more, but yeah, we just settled on 100 thousandths, and that's what we're gonna go with. This is unusual. Shouldn't have to do this. If anything, it's like my uncle said, usually you have to add spacers to them, but the only option I had was to mill this down. Okay, there it is mounted, and I will measure it. Oh, what did I set on? Measure it there, but I mean, I can see it is definitely sticking out a good bit more. So I believe this will work. It's a good thing about having an Uncle Randy who still has all his old equipment from when he was a metalworking guy. We went over there and went to his old workshop and busted it out pretty quick. Actually, didn't take long at all, and it was free. So even better, right? So yeah, good to have an Uncle Randy. So I recommend y'all get one. And he's a car guy too, so you know he had no problem helping me out because he knows how it is. You need help sometimes. So anyway, let me and I should have taken pictures of his cars. I'll post some. He's got some really badass cars. Yeah, really cool cars. Really cool cars. But he deserves it. He worked for it. And he held off getting all these cars until, you know, he had all his kids grown and money, and so now he can do what he wants. So good for him. All right, so starter's been adjusted. This is part 2 of firing the engine. Let me get my get a little more squirts of gas here. It has been. Those are full still. Been a little over 24 hours. Huh? No, it's not gonna explode on you. I'm fine. I'm fine. Alright, turn the key. Oh, sounds good. Keep going. That's what it's doing what it's supposed to do. Well, starter works. So now I gotta check. We may not have spark to the car, but that's good news so far.
What's the bad news?
No, I don't know what the bad news is. It's not getting spark for some reason, which could be lots of things. Huh?
Does it have spark plugs?
Well, yeah. I've got spark plugs, asshole.
Do that with the engine jack.
No faith. So we need to turn the key on, put it in, like don't turn it up to crank it, but turn it to where like it's on. You know what I mean?
Hold on. See if I'm doing this right then. Put on the gas.
Well, you don't have to put your foot on the gas, just turn the key. So that's the only, you didn't turn it all the way off, did you? Okay. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, no. Go back to like one click, right there. So that leaves power going through your ignition. Make sure I got it ground. No, that is not grounded. There we go. That's grounded. All right. Got 12 volts to the coil. So that's good.
How many volts are supposed to be in the coil?
12, you got 12 volt system. So if you've got 12 volts to something, that means electricity is getting to it. So say I ground it to this because this is connected to the car. Then I touch that. Let's see on the meter, it says 12 volts.
You should touch it with your hands. Will something
Right.
happen?
I don't think so. Like,
Test that theory.
you do it.
You do it.
You do it.
You do it.
You do it. No, I don't think so, because I mean, you're always touching the car. So I got 12 volts there. So So that's good.
Twelve
That
volts
goes
wide.
to my, no, not really. That goes to my Patronics. Goes to my choke. So that means we've got electricity to here. Okay.
So what does that thing do again?
The coil creates the electricity that goes to the distributor cap, right? So it feeds this with electricity, and then each one of these wires goes to one of the cylinders on each one of these wires. There's 8 of them, right? Goes to each different cylinder, and there's a spark plug in there. So there's a rotor in here that turns as you're turning the car, and it touches each one of these and creates. So it's contacted to this, and it turns, and as it goes by these, it gives them a little jolt of electricity.
Or all 8?
Could be the rotor's not, could be that it's not turning, so that'll be one thing I'll do in a minute is open the distributor cap and make sure that we are actually, the rotor's actually turning and stuff. So, it could just be that we haven't given it enough time to get fuel to the, this thing's been bone dry for a long time, right? So we may
pour
just,
some water in it.
yeah, that'd probably be good. We may just need some more gas. Get in there and crank it a little more. Oh, turn it off. Well, back to the drawing board.